Yes, I'm talking about Five Nights at Freddy's again. But this time I'm asking a question, not answering. I'm asking, of course, how did William Afton come back? I ask this because after more thought, there are so many glaring issues with the burn trap ending and security breach. No, not glitch-wise, story-wise. Like, we see the newspaper clipping at the end of FNAF 3, burned to the ground. And unless we brought Afton home, he should have died in that fire, and have his endoskeleton also be charcoaled. Also, at the end of FNAF 3, we see the minigame of William getting impaled by the infamous Spring Bonnie suit, Springtrap, and to my knowledge, it was in suit mode, which means that it was a costume and not an animatronic, so how do we later see Springtrap walking around and killing us in FNAF 3? And if that doesn't poke holes in your plan, ponder this. FNAF theorists commonly accept that Springtrap was boarded up in the secret room for at least a while, and if Springtrap is an alive William, how did he survive so long without food or water? Next up, a very controversial point in the FNAF community. When we finish the Pizzeria Simulator game, we see the cutscene of Afton getting barbecued, and I'm assuming that the Jimmy Neutron variant of Afton is an animatronic. I mean, Afton's body has to be dead at this point. How does he come back from this? Does he escape? It's all so unclear. I'll give this series a break. It's fictional, so having some fictional aspects makes sense, but this whole Afton always coming back takes it all too far in my opinion. Next, I'm wondering about Mrs. Afton's involvement in the game. MatPat suggests that she is the perpetrator of the Pizzaplex complexion, but I can't see it. One way it doesn't make sense is because Mrs. Afton left William because of his behavior problems. Why would she want everyone to come back together? But if that doesn't convince you, hear me out. I'm making the following statements based on my presumption that William and Mrs. Afton were born sometime in the mid-40s. This would mathematically allow Mike to be 16 working at the second game's location in 1987. It wouldn't make any sense for an 80-year-old woman, or at least 70s, to be able to execute a project like the Mega Pizzaplex. Prove me wrong. It's just so hard to comprehend, and I don't see a way for FNAF addicts to thread the timeline needle through this one with no snags. And also, before I go, just quick shout out to Floop Loops for helping me learn how to use Premiere Pro. This is my first video I've made with Premiere Pro, and it's, not easy to learn, and he's answered some of my questions, so just go check his channel out. Link in the description. Bye!